All right, welcome to week 12. Yeah, week 12. Sure. All right. So hello and welcome to the Half-Ass Homestead. My name is Angie, and today we're gonna handle like the week 12 into 13 garden tour here in our kitchen garden in Zone 5A. I'm trying to stay out of the sun. It's awful bright and blinding, so I'm standing in the arch, but we're gonna kind of hop through this. The garden is on the decline, definitely. So things are not looking as pretty as they were, but we've gotten like almost 400 pounds of food out of the garden already this summer. So I think we've done very well, and there's quite a bit more to harvest. So let's take a tour. All right, this is the arch. We've been experiencing some issues with moles now, which has always been an issue here, but in the garden, that is. So we got a trap out. The beans are doing well. The red noodle beans have started to do stuff, but the scarlet runner beans, both here and in the city, have not produced a single bean. I will not be growing those again. Bush beans are just about done. Our watermelons have pumped out quite a few watermelons. Hopefully they ripen soon. We have some squash. This looks like butternut. It's not quite ready to come in. I can still pierce it with my fingernail. Spaghetti squash and birdhouse gourds. We have a couple of those. So as far as I can tell, these are the loofah gourds. I bought these. They are definitely small pie pumpkins or something to that effect, but they are definitely not loofahs. So that's pretty disappointing. And here is the Hubbard squash. We only have one of those. I don't know, it didn't do great. And we have a bunch of honey nut squash kind of scattered about, and a bunch of stuff growing out of the garden. Stepping out of the garden arch, here behind me you can see the okra. Some of these plants did very well. The burgundy did well. The Clemson spineless did not. Must just be something about it, but the burgundy has done, it's thriving. Starting to branch out, starting to produce quite a bit more. Here are our potatoes. They're starting to die back. Here's our second sowing of carrots. They're starting to grow. Hopefully we can get a harvest off of them. Mini blue pocket bean corn, we're going to be harvesting here shortly. It's done very well. You get, 3 to 5 years per plant. But our sweet corn didn't do all that great. I can feel the corn is pretty poor. Damn stink bugs. But yeah, our pollination was awful. Just awful. Zucchini winding down. A couple of these plants look relatively good yet. Here's the wall of indeterminate tomatoes. They're all slicers. I am going to go through today and top them all so they can just finish off ripening. We have more than enough. We're probably going to wind up selling anything else that we pick from here on out. And this is where it gets real hairy. And this has been like high time for harvesting. So we have not had time to be doing any weeding or anything like that. So, this is the reality of what the garden looks like toward the end of the season. Here are the last of the Romas. I'm going to go through, pick anything with color on it today. And then there should only be a handful of tomatoes left to ripen. This will probably be my second to last harvest off Romas, and then we can take them out. Here's a zucchini plant. This one's still doing all right, where that one has just succumbed to the season. It's done. It's got a little bit of green on it, but it is what it is. Here are some cabbages. This is our second sowing. They are starting to take off. We're experiencing heavy pest pressure. Second sowing of kale is doing well. Lettuce is bolted. Our beets are probably getting... No, they got a ways to go yet. That's another sowing of beets. And then radishes that I thought were turnips, and I waited for them to get bigger. So we have a bunch of radishes that bolted too. Unintentionally. Here is the cucumber trellis. We have gotten our fill of cucumbers. We have a couple gallons of ferments. Then we have a bunch that pickled and canned. Now we're kind of just harvesting for chicken food and stuff like that. Pea pods are done. They've pretty much declined. Well, let's talk about this. This needs to be weeded so bad, and I feel like I should do this like next Wednesday if our harvest is down, which it hopefully should be. Cabbage, they're starting to take off. We're probably going to use some 7s and get rid of the cabbage moths that are just so bad. Not bothering our purple cabbage. Here are all of our Brussels sprouts. They're not doing much, and this is my first year growing Brussels sprouts. Some of them are starting to do, like that's doing Brussels sprouty things. And then I have a couple heads of Romanesco broccoli back there. That's also a first crop, and I'm really not sure what to think about that either. Our pepper row has been phenomenal. This is a 25-foot, 2x25, 23-foot row of peppers. Here are corbachis. I've eaten my fill of peppers. I literally cannot eat anymore. I grew these sweet bonnet peppers. They're absolutely bitter and awful. I do not like them. So I'm glad I didn't grow too many. And then these are, I believe they're cayenne or Thai chili. They're labeled Thai chili, but I'm not so sure that's what they are. We have some bell peppers that are finishing up. And the jalapenos are just insane. We harvested 20 pounds of jalapenos, and there's got to be another 10 pounds on these plants. But we've gotten what we need for jalapenos. Some of these are this is the best looking jalapeno plant I've ever seen in the state of Wisconsin. Here's what's left of the onions. We're just kind of pulling them out as their next break, as their foliage tips over, which most of them are just about done. We have some bell peppers yet. The second sowing of squash is not doing well. But we have some absolutely massive carrots. Andy picked, I think it was like around 10 carrots for 3.5 pounds. And he picked some small ones too in there. Kohlrabi, I'm pretty sure it's pithy. Just got overwhelmed and pretty much probably lost the kohlrabi, which it's whatever. Got some beets we're gonna have to pickle, and then radish seeds to save for next year once they dry. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on in here. I mean, it looks pretty freaking bad. I'm gonna weed around the cabbages and stuff like that and take a tiller down the rows and get those cleaned up hopefully on Wednesday. That's my goal, is to have enough time to do that. So but yeah, I think that just about concludes the garden tour. So that's what it looks like, an overwhelmed garden tour, right in the height of harvest and preservation. So we'll start putting the garden to bed section by section here shortly. And I might update you 1 or 2 more times yet this year. Kind of give you an outlook on, kind of how it goes, if that's what you're interested in. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for taking the tour with me today. It was really awesome. Love showing people around, even when it's not ideal. I'm okay sharing that. I'm not perfect. I ruined all my kohlrabi this year and the whole sowing of radishes. But yeah, so human. I'm human. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.